Well, hello, everybody. Dr. Brad Nelson here. Thought it'd be fun to check in with you all and see how you are all doing and maybe answer some questions. I want to show you a new video that we have, a new commercial. So let's see here. Give me just 1 second here. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, now it's working. All right. Hi, Mary. All right, let's see here. Hello, Sonia. And yeah, great. So, okay, got lots of more people joining us here. All right, hello, and hello, Carla and Magda and Sylvia. Hello, Pamela, Jay, Mary Ellen, and Barbara, Tracy, and Jita. I hope I pronounced your name right. And Tracy. Great, we got lots of people joining us. So, yeah, well, we're all home, right? Hanging out. Hello, Sandra and Kathleen and Jean from Toledo and Diana from Romania. All right, we'll be in Romania in October. All goes well there. That'll be fun. Sandra and Stephanie and Michelle and Diane and another Stephanie and Vula and Safina. Hello, Safina. How are you? We're going to be doing an event together, online event soon, I think, well, it'll be worldwide, I guess. We were going to be in London, but anyway, we're going to work that out. So hello, Crystal. Thank you, by the way. And Henny from Holland and Antoinette. Hello. And Petra and Angela. Okay, well, this is going to go on and on, so hang on. We got lots and lots of you joining us, so thank you. Thank you for joining us. I want to show you something kind of fun here. This is it's a little video that we put together some time ago, actually, and we never really actually released this. So I realized that I just put this online, and I'll put a link to this in this post. So if you guys want to share this video, that would be great. Let me go ahead and play that for you right now. And I hope that you're all I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Just for a moment, let's talk about the situation. With the coronavirus and everything that's going on, the whole pandemic thing. Ultimately, what is it that's going to keep you alive and keep you healthy during this whole process? Well, it's really your immune system, right? It's really your immune system, and nothing else. I mean, that is what's going to keep you alive. In fact, I mentioned this last time on the last webinar that I did that Louis Pasteur, who's the father of the germ theory, at the very, very end of his life, you see, back when he was promoting the germ theory, there were really two diverging schools of thought about how to stay healthy. And one of those schools of thought said that the germ is everything, and that if you get the germ, no matter how healthy you are, you're in trouble. And the other theory said, no, it's really all about how healthy you are. And if you're healthy enough, it doesn't matter what germ comes along, you're going to be okay, because your immune system will be able to fight that off. That's what your immune system is for. And at the end of his life, when he was on his deathbed, actually, Louis Pasteur is reported to have said, the terrain is everything, the germ is nothing. Isn't that interesting? Well, what did he mean by that? Well, When he said the terrain is everything, what he means is the terrain of your body. In other words, your immune system. How healthy are you? How full of toxins are you? How full of trapped emotions are you? I mean, he wasn't referring to those because he didn't know about those. But really, that's what we know now, is that there are a bunch of things that come together that will interfere with our immune system's ability to really be at 100% function, right? And so getting rid of our emotional baggage and getting rid of the toxins that are in the body and getting rid of imbalances in other ways, right, that are all detailed in the body code. That's what the body code is all about. It's a way to find and remove those imbalances. Now, the body code is available, but there are still some little glitches. We knew that was going to happen. You know, with an app this big and this complex, there are always some little glitches that are going on. So I'm not really officially announcing it yet. I mean, it's available, but I'm going to actually be doing some trainings, hopefully in the next few days, where I'm showing you all about it and how it all works. We're really proud of it. It's a huge improvement over the last one. But anyway, it's important to realize these things, you see. Most of the people that are dying from the coronavirus are people that are old. In Italy, for example, the average age is about 83 years old. Sorry, about 81 years old. The vast majority of those people have more than one illness they've already been diagnosed with. And so that's probably how it's going to be over here too. That it's the people that are going to be most susceptible are those people that already have some other disease processes that are going on. So their immune system is already really battling. Not to mention the fact that when you take somebody that's 80 years old that's been diagnosed with something already, they're probably on a whole bunch of different medications. Medications, as you all know, are very toxic to the body. They're toxic to the liver and the kidneys. And so, I think it's important to keep these things in mind. That there are definitely things you can do at home right now to get healthier and be healthier and help your loved ones to be healthier as well. So anyway, having said that, let me play this video for you. I want to just see what your feedback is about this. Okay. All right. So here we go.
There are powerful invisible forces that are constantly working our lives, things we often take for granted, such as radiation, gravity, electromagnetism. But we also have to include human emotion on the list of forces that shape us. Love, fear, gratitude are just a few emotions that uniquely and powerfully impact life as much as anything else on the planet. I believe that the discoveries in this book can change our understandings of how we store emotional experiences, and in so doing, change our lives.
Okay, so anyway, that's a little commercial that we did. It was, of course, if you didn't know, that was Tony Robbins, who was actually just narrating part of the foreword that he did for the Emotion Code book. So anyway, did you guys like that? What did you think? What do you think? You just put a little comment, I guess, if you liked it. I don't know. I like it. I think it's great. Carla says great video. Great, Carla. Thank you. Maisa says, wow. Okay, so Rebecca likes it. Torun says, love it. That is great. All right. Let's see. Sandy liked it. Sheila said, fantastic. Oh, wow. Okay, there are more of these coming in now that I can actually put up here, but it looks like everybody likes it so far. Okay, cool. Safina and Rosina like it. All right. Oh, that's so great. Thank you guys. That's really fun. Okay, so listen, what we'll do is we will post this little video, the link to the video here, just the little commercial thing, so you guys can share it. And so that's kind of fun. Yeah, great. Glad that you like it. Um, so so yeah, I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I posted a little bit of something on this about this on Instagram, but we got invited to Tony Robbins' birthday party along with a lot of other people. My wife and I went there. It was a big event, for probably 4, 5, 6,000 people there. I don't even know. But Dr. Oz was the MC, and this is probably one of the last, big public events that happened before before the whole coronavirus and the social distancing thing that happened. But they ended up raising $18 million at that event for Operation Underground Railroad. And if you're not familiar with Operation Underground Railroad, that's one of the best known companies that actually consists of a bunch of Navy SEALs and ex-military guys who go in and pose as sex tourists in different countries, and then they work it out with the local police so that when the right moment comes, the police swoop in and arrest everybody, including them, and then they're able to, they take them all to jail, separate them, and then the Operation Underground Railroad guys are, of course, set free, and the other guys go to jail, and these kids get rescued. And so anyway, it's a wonderful thing. There's tremendous amount of sex trafficking going on right now in the world. It's just unbelievable, and it costs about $1,200 to rescue one of these kids from sex trafficking. And so what we're trying to do, and what we've been trying to do for a few years, and we're getting closer and closer to that, is helping these people to know how powerful the emotion code and the body code are for helping these kids, right? Because you can rescue a child, a young woman, a young boy from sex trafficking physically, but then they've got to be rescued emotionally, right? Think of all the damage there. Think of all the baggage there. And the emotion code, we know, is so powerful. All those kids have heart walls. All those kids have so much emotional baggage. So anyway, yeah, we're excited about that and excited to be a part of that. So anyway, feel free to go to Operation Underground Railroad. We'll put a link in here too, so if you want to go there and you want to donate, anything is appreciated. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So here's what we'll do. All right. I'm happy to be on with you guys for a little bit. It's nice, really nice to be able to connect with you. And so if you have any questions or anything, fire away, and I'll try to answer your questions. Okay. Let's see here. There probably are already some questions on here, so I will try to just scroll through. And let's see if there's any questions. I think we've probably got one. Okay, here's one. This is from Jennifer. Jennifer says, confused, will there be a video to explain how to use the app? Yes, there will. There will be a training. In fact, there's a body code, actually a 2-day online. If you really want to learn how to use the app really, really well, this Friday and Saturday, we're doing a live online training around the new body code. So if you want to join us for that, you can, we'll put a link for that in here, okay? So yes, and Mary says, hope you and the family are keeping well. Yeah, we absolutely are. We're doing the same kind of things you guys are, right? I cleaned my garage the other day. That had been way past due, etc. So it's just, we're just staying close to family, and we've had our 2 youngest boys actually lost their jobs, and so we had them move back in with us. Luckily, we have the room, and so if you've lost your job or you're in a difficult situation, so many people are. I feel for you. Hang in there. Michelle has a question about the seminar in Colorado. I was scheduled to appear live at Gaia, at the Gaia Sphere, which is the new building that they put together for live streaming and also live events. And they've canceled all their events for 2020. So it's possible. Hopefully, if this thing blows over pretty soon, which hopefully it will, they'll reschedule those and we'll be back. But at this point, that's all the information that I have. Okay. All right. And Oscar says, let's keep our vibration high so we don't get sick. Absolutely. It's all about vibration, right? And Alina says, love this. Terrain theory is everything. Germ theory. Yeah. I agree. It really, truly is all about the terrain and how healthy you are. Carla says, when will there be more information about the certification for what used to be T3 therapy? Well, that's going to be later, hopefully this year. Okay, later this year. Okay, so we'll keep you posted. All right. Sabina says hello from Germany, and let's see here. All right. Lazar says hello from Morocco. Hello. And all right, let's see if anybody else has any questions. All right. Okay, Barbara says, is there a group organized to work with these rescued children? Well, there are a number of different groups that rescue the kids, and we're working on that, I think we may have to actually set up our own organization to do the emotion code and body code work remotely with these kids. And I know that a lot of you, I'm sure probably the vast majority of you, maybe all of you, would be willing to donate a little bit of time each day. We're trying to figure out how we're best going to do this. For example, maybe each practitioner could actually sort of adopt, quote unquote, a child. And it might be that all you have might be their name and maybe where they are in the world. That's all you need, right? So we're excited about that. So we'll see. Okay, so let's see here. Oscar has a question. Can you give me more information about the body code? Wait a minute, hang on. Okay, here we go. Can you give me more information about the body code certification and the other levels you're planning to add in the future? Do you have a date for the changes? Well, no, not really. Body code certification course is going on now. It's ongoing. We're going to be adding some other levels of certification, hopefully later on this year. Okay. And yes, lots of people are willing to donate those sessions. And I knew that would be the case, see. So, because I know who you guys are and how you are. So here's one. Will the body code 2.1 still be available for use with the launch of the newest body code? Yes, absolutely. So in other words, the body code 2.1, let me show you here. I probably have them both on my phone. Yeah, okay. So take a look. For example, on my phone, I've got body code 2.1. I'm not logged in right now. I haven't been using it. But that's body code 2.1. Body code, the new body code looks like this, okay? So it looks a little different. It's designed to be used in portrait mode like this, okay? And we've completely rethought the whole thing. It looks like this, and you can see we've got all new images and so on. So again, it's not really quite officially released yet, but just stay tuned because hopefully in the very, very, very near future, I'm going to be doing some more training about that. All right. Spencer says we'd love to donate some sessions. Just emotion code, but something nonetheless. Hey, look, emotion code, if that's all these kids get is just emotion code, that will change many, many, many lives, okay? There's some other questions coming in about T3 that I'm not really able to answer yet, okay? This one from Michelle, when will you be launching the T3? We don't know exactly. Will there be an app? Will we need to finish certification with the last owners? If we have manuals from them and started there. If you started certification with Gwen and Leilani in T3, you can go ahead and you can finish that up, okay? And that's, I think, what I would recommend for you to do. Audrey says, loving the new app. Definitely can feel the higher vibration. Love it. All right. Awesome. And let me see if there's anybody else has any other questions. All right, here we go. Sandy says, how do I find a person to help walk me through some grief and other emotions? And how do I become a practitioner? Well, to become a practitioner, you can go to discoverhealing.com. And and you'll find a link there. So that's really easy. As far as finding someone to help you, to walk you through some grief and other emotions, well, there's probably lots of people listening to this little Facebook Live right now that will probably comment and will be happy to help you there. Okay. Um, all right. Alina wants to adopt a child. So I'll keep you guys posted on this as soon as we can work out the details. It's really exciting. It is. Cheryl says it's an awesome idea, and it absolutely. We're super excited about it. All right. So let's see here. All right. Body code in Florida. Body code in Florida. That's a good question. I don't think that one's canceled yet. I think that's later on this year. So I believe that one is still on the books for right now because we're optimistic and hoping that things are going to clear up a little bit. All right. Let's see. Crystal says, where can we read more about past life work with the emotion code? We don't really have a good place to do that. Let's see here. So yeah, it's not really in the emotion code. So that's something that we can maybe talk about more at a live event or maybe a different online setup, a different online program. Daniela says, what about Switzerland? Our events in Switzerland right now are being postponed, it looks like. So Sabrina says, hi, I tried it on my yoga students, but there's no difference between a yes and a no. Okay. Well, when you're testing somebody, remember that you need to check to see if you're testable or not testable. Okay. So, and you need to test them also to see if they're testable or not testable. And there are some tips to this. Now, I'm assuming that Sabrina was muscle testing them, okay, and pressing down on their arms. So there are some tips to that, okay. Most people use way too much force, okay. That's one thing. It's also important to make sure that your fingers are in the right place. So let me take off my watch here and I'll show you. This little bone right here, okay, is called, well, it's the end of the ulna bone, but I call it the speed bump of the body, okay? So what you want to do is you want to have two fingers on the elbow side of that bump. Then when you're pressing down, you're actually pressing down on the long bone of the arm. If you're over that bump, if you're on the wrist, then when you press down, more often than not, you'll just get a weak answer. The body will go weak because when you're pressing down on the wrist bones, the brain gets a message that those bones might be injured, and so it will kind of just cut loose the strength. And so that's something to look at. So if you have any more trouble with that, Sabrina, just write to our staff, submit a ticket at discoverhealing.com, and we can get you some more information about that. All right, so let's see here. Nicole says, do you ever come to Canada? I probably have ancestral trapped emotions about Canada. I was just reading, because my dad was born in Canada in 1919 in a place called Wolford Park, about 15 miles east of Cardston, Alberta. And early in December, in about about 1919 or something, I was reading the story to my boys last night and to my wife, how my grandmother was pregnant and and there were no cars back then, right? And so they had horses and they had a sleigh, and my grandmother kept telling my grandfather, listen, I think that we need to go into town to the hospital. And he kept thinking, oh, the baby's not going to come today. And so they ended up middle of the night, okay? He had to go get the horses, and she had one of the worst times probably in history. I'll actually post this story if you guys want to read it. It's pretty hair raising. They were finally able to get within about 2 miles. There were all these snow drifts, and the wind was howling, and she screamed almost the whole way. And then he couldn't tell if he was on the road or not, even because the snow was so bad. And they finally hit a big rock, and it broke one of the runners on the sleigh. So he had to walk for 2.5 miles by the side of the sleigh, holding up one of the runners, and it was really a nightmare. And she had the baby as soon as they got there. So Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but I'll post that story if you guys want to read it. It's pretty amazing how not very long ago, that was just a little over, just a little less than 100 years ago, and it sure has changed a lot, huh? Life has changed a lot. If there's anything that's constant, it definitely is change. Now, Azar asked, do you ever come to Morocco? I have been to Morocco. It's been a few years. There's a young man there who was 28 years old who was our tour guide in Morocco. His name is Ishmael, and he was, we got to know him because we were on the road with him for 10 days, and we got to go to his house and meet his family and so on. It was really a wonderful experience. But he was alone and was really frustrated because he just was having such a hard time finding his soulmate. So we cleared his heart wall, and a couple of months later he wrote to us and had found his soulmate. And so we were invited to the wedding. Unfortunately, we had this other event happening and we couldn't get away to go, but we would have loved to have gone back. So here's a question from Vicky. When will the new body code be able to be used on a laptop? We're not sure about that. Okay. I always get in trouble if I hand out dates and things. Just know that that's definitely on our list. Okay. And Espanol as well. Okay. Anya. So that's happening. All right. Let's see here. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. I will post that. I'll post that story. I've had some great stories that have come down from my family history. And that's an important thing. I want you all to think about this. During this time when you're sitting around and you're stuck at home and you can't do the normal things, you might want to actually work on your family history. You might want to write down your own life story. And you might think, well, nobody really cares about me, and my life story, nothing really important has happened to me. But you know what? That is so not true. You're going to have posterity, even if you don't have your own kids. There are going to be downstream people, nephews and nieces and so on that are going to want to know about your life. I mean, imagine if you could read the life story that was written by one of your relatives or ancestors that maybe you have no information about, and how fascinating that would be and what you could learn, see? So kind of fun. All right. Katie says, I'm certified in the emotion code, but it's difficult to explain in Greek. Well, we can, I think the best thing there is maybe to write it out in English and maybe submit it, send it in, and we can help you. The most important thing when you're explaining the emotion code, you don't need probably to give a lot of explanation. The most important thing when you're doing this work, and even when you're explaining this work, you want to come from a place of love, right? You want to have a heart full of love for that person that you're explaining it to or that you're working on, because I'll tell you something, people feel that, right? They feel that automatically. And when you say that to someone, when you say, I love you, even if it's just in your own mind, they instantly comprehend that on a spiritual level, right? They understand, they hear that. Their spirit hears that from you. And so yeah, you just never know. Portuguese is on the list, okay? So thank you, Maisa. And Barbara says, I try to put as much as possible on Ancestry. Yeah, Ancestry is so great. I have to tell you, my I think my third great-grandfather was a man named Robert Nelson. And he came over from Ireland in 1850. And that was about all that I knew, except I signed up for this account with Ancestry.com. And I'm not connected with them in any way. But what happened was, they're continually out there doing research, I guess, maybe manual research, or their computers are also looking for things about your ancestors and seeing if they can make a connection. And so one day, this little green leaf thing popped up on my third great-grandfather, and I clicked on it, and it said that they had found the ship's manifest. And I don't know why I'm feeling emotional about that, but It's interesting. Anyway, he arrived in 1850 in the port of New Orleans with his wife and their little boy. And it was interesting because you actually got to see the ship's manifest from 1850, and you go down the list, and there's their name, and it said they had a trunk and a box, I think, and it had to, he had to list his profession, and his profession was, it said sugar baker. So isn't that interesting? So you never know what you're going to find out about people. Okay. So yes, absolutely, love is the answer. Love is the answer. So let me scroll back up here for a minute. Stephanie says, have I thought about doing live sessions? Yeah, what I'm going to do is very soon here, I can't tell you exactly when because our team has been working really hard trying to fix these little bugs that have popped up in the body code, which, in the app. And it's nothing big. It's mainly just some missing charts and things. But looks like they've added all those in, and hopefully that's going to all get approved, etc. But anyway, what I'll be doing is I'll be coming online and then actually showing you guys. I'll be doing live sessions with the body code, the new body code, and showing you how it works. Okay, and it's actually really, really simple. And there are no dead ends in it like in the old body code. Sometimes you'd be taken to a certain place, you'd be going down the rabbit trail, and then you'd be taken to a muscle or a bone or something, and then you wouldn't know what to do because it would just seem like a dead end, and people would keep clicking on it, but it wouldn't go any further. There are no dead ends in this one, okay? And it's a lot bigger. We're really proud of it. It's going to be amazing. So at that point, yeah, I will actually be working with some people live and online, so that'll be really, really fun. All right. Okay, yes, let's see, okay. And Body-Mind Connection says, why we pray before too. Yes, love and light, see. And so if you think about it, in this world, right, in the universe, there are forces of light and forces of dark. And if you look at the yin-yang symbol, that's that perfect symbol, right, that shows that those two things are always in a state of balance, right? There's always balance. There's always opposition, too. Think about that. And, of course, in our lives, we have opposition, right? There's always opposition going on. There's opposition going on now, and there always has been, and there always will be. And our choice that we get to decide is which side are we going to come down on. Do we come down on the side of light or dark? And the beautiful thing about this healing work is that it makes it easy to be in the light and kind of fun. So Barbara says, I so badly wanted to become an emotion code practitioner. I just need to get out of my own head and believe in myself. Well, yes, you do, Barbara. One of these days, soon, hopefully, I know emotion code is a powerful tool, and so many people, including myself, need it. Yes, absolutely, especially now. And think about it. If you've been putting off emotion code certification, this might be a really good time to actually get it done because maybe you're at home. You probably are, or more than you used to be. So this might be a good time to get that done. Donna says, I signed up for your body code several years ago, but life circumstances came up and I did not get to finish. How can I finish then? Or do I have to start all over again? The best thing to do there is submit a ticket. Or if you go back to the emails that you received initially, and you probably were assigned a student advisor, send an email back to that student advisor and say, hey, I'd like to get going in this again. What can I do? And then they can help you, okay? All right. And Cynthia says, love is the answer. Absolutely right. Romy says, hello, Bradley. I got your book today, and I work with Michael Leger. Awesome. And there's Tammy Anderson Ward, one of my favorite people. I love you, Dr. Brad. I love you too, Tammy. Tammy has helped so many people with her events, energy healing events. Thank you for all that you have done. Ozgay says Turkish. Now, of course, the book, The Emotion Code, has been in Turkish for a long time. It was one of the first countries. Romania and Turkey, I believe, were the first two countries that were interested and that the book was translated into. So as far as the body code, that is on our list. It'll probably be sometime, it'll be in the future. Okay, probably shouldn't say when, but hopefully it won't take as long as sometimes things take, right? Alina says, I love you, Dr. Brad. I love you too. And I thank you deeply for this amazing tool you've shared with all of us. Yeah, fun. This is just so much fun stuff. Irina says, greetings and love from Italy. Ciao, Irina. And Kaveta says, that would be great. Carla says, I'm so thankful to you and all the people who've worked so hard to make this available and improve for all of us. Yeah, you're going to love the new body code. I mean, it's just amazing. I couldn't have imagined that we could have something so complete and in your phone, no less. I mean, couldn't have even imagined. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So anyway, let's see here. All right. Alina says, how do you address skepticism? I'm probably not going to have time to answer all of these, but she says, how do you address skepticism? I've been working on my body code certification and have been offering to do complimentary sessions for people. I get a lot of rejections, even though I'm offering from a place of love. Well, you know what? It's okay. If you get rejections, that's all right. You know, some people are open and some people aren't. And it's kind of a sorting sort of a business, right? You have to sort through people sometimes to find out who's open. Not everybody is open, and that's okay. Sometimes even people in your own family, well, they may not be open right now. And that's okay. Give them some time, okay? What I personally have found is that, and other people have found this as well, if you're trying to work with somebody and they don't seem to be open and they just don't have the level of understanding, the best thing to do first off is give them a copy of the Emotion Code book. Give them the book on audio. It's available on audible.com. Let them read it. And that will bring their level of faith and belief up considerably, right, to where you might be able to actually start working with them. So you don't want to waste your time, though, with people that are just not at the same, that aren't maybe ready to be worked with, right? Because some people aren't, even in your own family. So sometimes you want to just, let those people do their thing for a while, because everybody is at a different place as far as their awareness and consciousness and so on. If you spend all your time trying to work with people that really don't want to be worked with, wow, that could really burn you out fast. And not to mention, that's really difficult. So there are people. Now, if you're attracting those kind of people consistently, and if it seems like those are the only people that you're working with, then what you want to do is you want to check yourself, because you're attracting that for some reason, see? So keep that in mind. And if you need to get a session maybe from somebody else to test you to see if you have some things, that are attracting that kind of stuff into your life, then go ahead and do that. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, Irina says, any translation of the chart in Italian? I'm studying to become a practitioner. Italy needs Emotion Code. Yes, absolutely right. So you know what? We do have a chart translation in Italian. So I will post that here, okay, when we get done, Irina. So thanks for asking. All right, so here's a question from Gina. She says, can you use the Emotion Code or the Emotion and Body Code with other energy modalities like Reiki, Prana, quantum energy? Will it benefit one from the other? And a lot of the people that are on this webinar could tell you absolutely, right? Because the Emotion Code and the Body Code are just really, really drop dead simple. They're just so fast and they're so easy and so quick that no matter what else you're doing, you can add them in, right? And I'm sure we'll get comments about that from other people. So, for example, think about it. You're a massage therapist, say. And I spoke recently at Zion Massage College here in southwestern Utah, which I think is one of the top massage colleges around. And I've spoken there a couple times. And think about it. If you're a massage therapist, for example, and you're working with somebody doing massage, and you think maybe they've got a trapped emotion that's really tying up, creating some knots maybe for them in their shoulder or something, what you could do is you can just take a moment, and if you know how to test yourself, you could just ask, hey, is there a trapped emotion that's creating this? And then you can release that and so on. And it's might take you 60 seconds, not very long. So, all right. So Romy says, same here, but money is a little tight otherwise. Look into it, but okay. Sure. Yep. Whenever it's ready for you, we're ready anytime you are. All right, let's see here. Can you use the app if you're not certified? Absolutely. The app is for everybody, right? Now, if the only thing is that what we do as a company, because it's all trademark patented material, we reserve the right to put you through a kind of a vetting process if you're going to be charging people money for doing it, see. And so we start you with the emotion code, make sure you know how to do that, and then you can get certified in that, and then the body code certification. Okay. All right, so let's see here. All right, and if you've got questions about the app, what you can do is you can actually just submit a support ticket. That's the best way to do it because they'll have specific questions they'll want to ask you coming back. All right. And Cecilia Holmoy, there she is from Sweden. So reading your new book now, it's really interesting. Even if I have been working with Emotion Code since 2014. Yep, Cecilia is one of our early practitioners. And yeah, cool that Tony wrote the foreword for us. Yeah, that is a really cool thing. So the new body code will be available as far as your computer goes. We don't know exactly. It's going to be the next project. As soon as we get it, as soon as we get this present one, kind of settled down a little bit and available, then we're going to start working on that. And we're not sure how long that will take, but hopefully it won't take too long. All right. So Kathleen says, don't know if this is appropriate to ask, but my hands are going crippled. Do you think the emotion code could help? I have your book. I don't know. Maybe. Try it. We've seen, anything can happen. Because remember, these bodies of ours are nothing but pure energy. Pure energy. And so energy can change instantly, right? And emotional baggage is the number one kind of imbalance that affects our body. So I have no idea. Try the emotion code. If it helps, let us know. Okay? So Nicole says, if you're looking for someone to work on, I'd be happy to volunteer. I'm not going to work on anyone today, but stay tuned. I'll be back live, and it'll probably just be, how I like to do things. It'll probably be totally spontaneous. but stay tuned, okay? All right, so let's see here. Janice says, greetings from Berlin. Greetings back to you. And all right, and then Romy says, I gave my mom a quick emotional session yesterday. She said it was better, and today she had the pain again. Can it be it takes longer to feel better? Well, yeah. I mean, think about it. We don't push the emotion code or the body code either as a way to get rid of symptoms, okay? Instead, it's just a way to find the imbalances that are interfering with the body's ability to get well and stay healthy, right? And so you never know. Sometimes things get better before they get worse. Let me say that again. Sometimes things get worse before they get better. That can happen. Sometimes you just hit the ball right out of the park with what you do. So you just never know. The book is in German, and they're actually working on a translation of the new body code book, the new revision hardcover that came out. They're working on that in German. Our publisher over in Germany is VAK Verlags. And not available in French yet, okay? But we're working on that, Joanne. And all right, let's see here. So anyway, yes, the app will be available in German. That's our first project, okay? This new app is going to be much, much easier for us. And one of the reasons we created this new app is because we needed a way to be able to add translations much more easily. Adding translations to the old app, Body Code 2.1, 2.0, was just almost impossible. Okay, almost impossible. Just so difficult. So yes, that will be something that's coming soon. Okay, very soon. We'll keep you posted. Polly says, I love your work. Use the emotion code every day on myself and my dog. Finding dogs respond very well to the modality. Thank you for all that you do. Yes, they do, don't they? It's so fun to work on dogs. Cats are fun too. Adeline says, yeah, when is it going to be all in French? Well, we're not sure about that. We'll keep you posted. We're going as fast as we can. We're like a whole bunch of little rodents running on our running wheels in our company as fast as we can. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Karen Bartley has a great point here. She says, hi, Dr. Brad, please put more of the female reproductive system into the body code. I find a lot of women hold traumas in their G-spot, female prostate. There are a few other parts missing from the body code too. The male reproductive system is fully represented. Why not the female? Women carry so much sexual shame, and so many have been abused. Okay, so this is a really great point and one of the reasons why we have a new body code. Because you see, with the old one, everything was kind of just written in stone. And adding anything new was, like I said, really, really difficult and incredibly expensive. And it would take months and months and months. With this new one, the whole entire body code is stored in an online database. And so adding things is much easier than it used to be. So Karen, what you might want to do is submit a ticket, go to Discover Healing, submit a support ticket, and let them know, hey, this is something that we should do. And then that will get onto the list, and then that's something that can happen. Okay, and Lori says, are you still planning to be in Fort Lauderdale in July? As far as I know. I just do what they tell me, so I think so. All right. And Helen says, what about us who'd like to try it for 7 days, please? Yes, you can go ahead and you can download it anytime you want. The first 7 days are free. Katerina says, is it possible to release all inherited trapped emotions completely? Yeah, it is. The thing about inherited trapped emotions, though, that I have found is that to get rid of all of them from yourself, you're probably going to need a little bit of help. We can clear 80 or 90% of our own emotional baggage, I think. But some of that emotional baggage, you're going to need someone else, I think, to work with you to really get all of it. I know that that's been true for just about everybody that I've worked with, and also it was true for me, too. I thought I'd cleared out everything, and it wasn't until 2 years after the Emotion Code book was published in 2007 that my daughter, working on me remotely, found I had this inherited trapped emotion of hopelessness that went back 22 generations, and a lot of you have heard that story. So Lauren says, love the body code. Thank you, Lauren. All right, let's see here. Oh, there we've got some posts coming in. Hannah says, I've been working on my son for night terrors, but there's some kind of block. Can you speak to that? Well, okay, let's do this. I've got just a few minutes left, and then I've got some other things I've got to go do. But let's do this. Hannah, if you want to, let's find out about. Let's see. What was it that you said? Let me see. Oh, it's so hard to scroll through all of these. There's Hannah. Hannah, if you want to post back here, just make another post about your son and give us his age and his name, and I'll try to tune into him really quickly and see if I can find anything. I'm not set up here to show you the new body code, but you're all familiar with the emotion code. So if Hannah comes back to us, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay with this. Celia says, when will we get information about you launching T3? That'll be hopefully this year, okay, if all goes well, but it might be next year. So we'll keep you posted. Okay, Hannah says he's 11 and his name is Maverick. Okay, so let's do this. We'll just do a quick little session here on him, and it may be that I can find, I might be able to just bring up an emotion code chart here. I should be able to. I've got lots of them. Okay. And let's see. Let me see if I can share this thing here really quick. Hold on. There we go. All right. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm going to do, there's our emotion code chart. And what I will do, I'm just going to blow myself up a little bit so you guys can see me. And I'm gonna put the dogs out of my room. Hold on. All right, come on, you dogs. Come on. Out you go. Come on out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Out you go. So, like I said, our two older boys, our two youngest boys, moved back in with us because they lost their jobs, and so they have a dog and a cat. So yeah, it's been interesting. So here we go. Let's do this. So this is Maverick. Maverick is 11. Let's do a little remote and see if we can find anything with him. He's been having night terrors. Okay. So what we'll do, first of all, we'll take a moment, okay, and just ask for some help from up above for him. Feel free to join us on that if you want to, any of you. Okay, good. So now let's ask, can I act as proxy for Maverick? Yeah. Okay, so that means that my subconscious has set aside its own needs to act on behalf of Maverick. So if I say, at this point, if I say my name is Maverick, I get a strong answer on the muscle testing. Right? I'm doing the ring in ring test. That's strong. So if I say my name is Brad, normally that would be strong. That now is weak because I'm now operating on his behalf. So that makes it easy. It doesn't matter where he is in the world, and I don't have any idea where Maverick is in the world. But let's take a look here. Let's ask, so Maverick, is there a trapped emotion? Remember that trapped emotions are the number one most common kind of problem that human beings suffer from. So, so Maverick, is there a trapped emotion we can release that's contributing to the night terrors that you've been dealing with? I think I got that right. It was night terrors, right? And let's see what shows up. Is there something? Yes, there is. Okay, so let's see what it is. Let's go to column A and we'll ask, is this trapped emotion in column A? And that's a no. So that means it's in column B. We just got rid of column A. We know it's in column B. We have 30 left out of 60. So is it in one of the odd rows here in column B? And the answer is yes. Okay. So is it in row 1 in column B? Yes. So let's see what it is. Is it effort unreceived? No. Is it heartache? No. Insecurity? No. Is it overjoy? No. Is it vulnerability? No, it's not. Okay. So that means what? It means this is inherited, right? When you're taken to a column and a row and you can't get the answer, that's because the subconscious mind is taking you as far as it can, but if you don't use the magic word, inherited, then you're not going to find it. So let's see. So is this an inherited emotion? It is. Is it listed in, we know it's in column A, and column B, row 1. Is it effort unreceived that's inherited? Is it inherited heartache? No. Is it inherited insecurity? Yes, it's an inherited emotion of insecurity. So let's see where this came from. So Maverick, did you get this from your mom or your dad? It came from mom. Now this is probably why you haven't been able to find it, Hannah, because this is actually also your energy, see, that is shared with him. So this can make it a little bit harder to find these, you see. And so, anyway, this is one thing that's showing up. Who knows? So did you get this, Hannah? Did you get this from anybody earlier? Mm-hmm. From your mom, from your dad? Did he get it from somebody earlier? No. Okay, so your dad experienced an emotion of insecurity at some point before you were conceived. It was powerful enough that when you were conceived, he shared it to you, and when you conceived Maverick, you passed it or shared it really to him. Now remember, okay, this, when we find an inherited emotion like this, technically this is what we also would refer to as a shared energy. It's a shared trapped emotion. In other words, it's not that the energy gets duplicated and you've got a whole bunch of different ones. It's really only one energy. So if we were to clear this, if it were possible, if we could clear this from your grandfather, for example, that would clear from everybody. If we cleared it from Maverick, it should clear from everybody. Okay. If we clear it from you, it should clear from him. But in this case, we're working on Maverick and we're connected to him. So do we need to know anything else about this? We don't. So let's release this. Okay. So remember, it's 10 swipes of the hands or a magnet over the governing meridian, right? So, all right, there we go. All right, so let's see. Did we release that inherited trapped emotion of insecurity from Maverick? Yes. Did it also release from you? Yes. And from everybody else? Yes, it did. Okay, cool. So that was one thing. So let's ask one more time, is there another trapped emotion we can release that's contributing to the night terrors that Maverick has been having? And the answer there is no. Okay. So let's see how that does. Okay, let us know how that does for him. All right. And I've got about 6 minutes left. So let's see here. Let's look at some other posts here. Let's let me see. Yehuda in Jerusalem says blessings of good health, and right back at you in Jerusalem. Can't wait to go back to Jerusalem one of these days. All right. And Azar says, I have a family member who has a problem with marriage. Could an emotion code session help him? Very possible. Yeah, very possible. Now, Sheila has a great question. You can swipe the governing meridian without a magnet. And yes, you can. Okay? Yes, you can. Now, if you have a magnet, for example, I've got a magnet here. Of course, we sell these. They have the emotion code chart right on them, etc. And these are great. If you have one of these, fine. You can use these. But what we have found is that you don't have to use a magnet. You can use your own hand, which is very handy, right? You'll probably have your hand with you most of the time. Sorry. Couldn't resist. Sherry says, how can I protect myself from absorbing other people's energy when working on them? Okay. Well, one of the things that we teach in our events is how to shield yourself. There's a little shielding process that you can do. And so, Sherry, what I'll do this on you right now. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, so here we go, Sherry. So what we'll do is I'll tune into you remotely, okay? So again, we'll just take a moment, ask for some help from up above. So you remember that the highest duty of the healer is to act as a go-between for that higher power, right? Let me say that again. The highest duty of the healer is to act as a go-between for that higher power. And we all believe different things, and that's fine, right? But I think this is something that you can really write down and really believe in, because I believe and have come to know that it really is absolutely true. So we'll just take a moment, ask for some help from up above. All right, just takes a moment there. And then Sherry, let's ask this question. Are you shielded from negative energies? And so she's not. So what I'm going to do, acting as proxy for you, I'm just going to say something that will help to energetically put a shield around you. Any of you can do this yourselves. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to say something to this effect. Now, exactly how I say this, it doesn't really matter, okay? But the key things, while I'm swiping, and again, I'm swiping for Sherry, so I'm doing this on her behalf. So, Sherry, I'm putting a shield around you, and it's going to cover you completely, and it's permanent, and it's going to allow love and positive energies in, but it will block negative energies from reaching you. And that's it. Okay. So now if I ask, are you shielded from negative energies? Now I get a yes. Okay. And so this is something that you only really need to do one time. And sometimes you can test yourself, am I shielded from negative energies? And if you are, great. And if not, you can just say shields up, and then you will be. And if you pray, I mainly rely on prayer. Okay. And my intention in prayer is that I'll be shielded from negative energies when I work on people and so on. And so that's just really kind of easy for me. That's how I do it. Now Jody has a great question. Do you need to release or disconnect after being proxy for somebody? Well, yes, you do. However, what you'll find is that when you start doing this, especially if you're working with people as a practitioner and you're working with people at a distance and so on, what you'll find is that your subconscious mind will get the picture pretty soon. It doesn't take very long, and it will make and break these connections for you pretty much automatically. Okay, so that if you're doing this for a while, so for me, I don't even worry about it. I know that my subconscious is going to go ahead and break those connections for me. I don't need to test it. Like, for example, right now, my name is Brad, absolutely. So your subconscious is smart enough. If you trust it, then you don't need to worry about it. But that's a great question. Thank you, Jody. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. And Hannah says, that makes so much sense regarding Maverick. I'll keep you posted. Thank you, and so much love to you. Absolutely, and to you too, and Maverick too. Let us know how it goes for him, okay? Now, Jana has an interesting question. Is it possible to have a wall around the uterus as well? Yes, you can have a wall, really, around any part of the body. And we found this out many years ago. Of course, the first discovery was the heart wall. And by far, the heart wall is the most common kind of wall. But if you think about it, if some other part of your body is having a problem, your subconscious could put up a wall around that part of the body. In fact, your subconscious mind could put up a wall around your whole entire body. And sometimes that's something that we find in people who are really, really overweight, that they'll have a body wall that's put up. Because, of course, excess weight that we put on is oftentimes like armor for us, right? And so that can happen, not in every case. In fact, not even probably in most cases, but it does show up. One of the most interesting cases of this that I saw was a young woman. Her mother brought her in to see us, and my wife and I were working on her. Now, here was the problem, okay? She had been married for about, I think, 6 months, and she and her husband had not been able to consummate their marriage that whole time because she was suffering from something called vaginismus, where the vaginal orifice or the opening to the vagina just clamps down and nothing is getting in there. And so it was very frustrating, and their marriage was starting to fray because of this stress. Anyway, her mom brought her in to see us, and I was testing her with my wife, and my wife, who's very intuitive, found that she had a vaginal wall. Her subconscious mind had put up a wall there to protect her because she told us that she had been sexually abused when she was young. And so there were a couple of emotions making up that vaginal wall, and we cleared those emotions. And then her mom called us the next day and said everything was working. And she said, in fact, her husband was coming home at lunch. She called us like the next afternoon. She said, that night, everything started working, and it was great, and they were so excited. And I mean, imagine being married for 6 months and not being able to actually have sex, and so her husband's coming home from lunch, to be with her, and it's really fun. So yeah, that's a great question. Walls can happen in a lot of places. So, but again, by far, 93% of the people have a heart wall, and that's mostly what you will see. Now, Jennifer says, would there be a reason I can't muscle test myself? Well, that's a great question. The vast majority of people don't have a problem, but some people do. And a lot of the time it has to do with trust issues, and trusting yourself. There can be emotional baggage about that. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? And I'm running really behind here. So let's see here. Okay, here's a lady. Anita says, I have my nephew 6 who came to me from foster care, ADHD, and other traumas. How can I help? How can I get help for him in San Diego? Well, you can get help for him. Really doesn't matter where you are, okay? Now, if you want someone in San Diego, that's okay. Go to discoverhealing.com and look at the practitioner map, and I'm sure you'll find people in San Diego. But of course, you can also learn this yourself, and that's awesome. It's great. We've got all these practitioners all over the world. Go to the chart there, okay? All right. Sheila says, that's a game changer for me. That's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Here's a question. Helen says, when finding inherited trapped emotions where the body takes me to a column in a row, then no further, unless you ask for inherited, I find resonating ones the same way. Is that correct? Oh, it could be. Yeah. I don't find them that way, but she's talking about resonances, which are really, really similar. Yeah, you could find them the same way. If you ask, is this inherited? And the body says, well, no. You're taken to a column in a row and you can't figure it out. And you ask, is this inherited? And the body says, no. Then ask, yeah, is this a resonance? You could find them that way for sure. All right, let's see here. How do you let us know about the spontaneous life posts? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. All right. Well, anyway, okay, so here's one more. Katerina says, when you released inherited insecurity from the boy, today it was released only the energy of inherited insecurity contributed to his night terror. Could be that there is another inherited emotion of insecurity in his body, which could be another underlying cause for another imbalance. Well, it's always possible, see. But the beauty of this work, you see, is that we just rely on the subconscious mind and we trust it totally and trust it completely, and we allow it to take us there. And believe me, it knows. It is so incredibly intelligent that if you just trust it, it'll take you where it wants to go. Okay? All right. Let's see here. All right. You know what? I really am out of time. I would love to answer more questions, but we'll do this more, okay? Like I said, I'll be back on again when we are, when the app, the Body Code app is officially getting released, okay? And hopefully that'll be really, really soon. So stay tuned. We'll do another one of these, and I'm going to actually walk you through it and show you how it works, and I think you're going to really love it. Okay? So Magda says hi from Austria. Hello. And hello to all of you, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for taking this time to hang out with me. I'm going to post this actually to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, we have a channel there, Discover Healing. Okay? So please subscribe, and then it's easy for you to stay tuned. And if you miss one of these, we post these there. Okay, as soon as we get done. So these are kind of cool. So anyway, once again, it's been really fun to check in with all of you. Thanks for being on this with me. I love all of you. Stay safe and be healthy during this time, and get the things done that you need to do at home, and contemplate your life. If you're looking for something to do, get certified, because it can provide a way for you to continue to earn income, because it can all be done remotely. And what a great thing that is, right? What a beautiful thing. So thank you all. We will talk again soon, okay? Hang in there. See you soon. Bye-bye.